the 2023 NBA Championship. Walker Valley baseball over Cleveland High School last night, 7-0. That was on MixedTV.tv. East Hamilton beat Bradley 4-3. And it's Masters Week in Augusta, par 3 today at 2 o'clock. Well, a day later than usual, we're joined by Matthew Coleman. I had to go to the Chamber of Commerce deal yesterday, the coffee, although I never drink the coffee there.
Did you get my tickets for the Masters yet? Have those come in?
I'm still, well, Al told me he would hook me up with some, and I'm still waiting as usual.
Asking you for tickets all the time.
So, well, I mean, it never works out. We're joined now by Matthew Coleman, Logan Thompson. Al Morris is the athletic director at Cleveland High School. Al, before we begin here, really, this deal that the TSSAA did yesterday, a little bit confusing.
It is. It really doesn't deal with public schools a whole lot, and I kind of got caught up with it this morning trying to read up on it. But where it did affect us was originally incoming freshmen had to live in a address for a year, but TSSAA recognized that that's really hard for a incoming freshman for a high school to, be able to figure out where that person was living at for a year.
Yeah. So anyway, but normally, Matt, we do this morning after a board meeting. You had a board meeting this past Monday. Tell me what's happening.
It was a great and actually a fairly quick board meeting, which was nice because we all had some things to do. But three big things I wanted to hit on there. We had Arnold Elementary School, for those that are down in that area, and had some big needs on the parking lot. A few months ago, we agreed to get that paved and reworked, so we had to make some adjustments on it, as anything, when you coat of paint covers a multitude of sins, and when you're working on a school that large and that old, so we needed to make an amendment in how we did that, put a little extra money to get that parking lot completed, so that will stay on. Barbara Ector's Market has been named. We have got that open and running, and so that is wonderful, and for those in the community should go down there and take a look at it. There's, if it's not up yet, there will be a beautiful mural of Barbara and all the contributions she's made to this community. And then we had Miss Bingham from Mayfield come and talk, and that was where the board went this week, or last week, to do our monthly kind of review and hang out with the students a little bit, and so she told us some of the wonderful things that are happening there at Mayfield. We talked a little bit about Jackson and his family, and I'm going to kind of let him take over a little bit with some of the graduates that have come through here, and then we've got some calendar events that are coming up. So Jackson, tell us a little bit about your situation.
All right. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Good morning, buddy. Jackson, give us your last name.
Jackson Azeron, sir.
Jackson. So, I know the board featured you this week. Tell me about what's happening with you, buddy.
All right. So not only me, but we have a lot of graduates coming out of Cleveland going to some great places. Ivy Day decisions were a couple of weeks ago, and I was lucky enough to get into Harvard and Princeton. And we also had another student, Evan Bonilla, who got into Yale. So some great accomplishments across the board.
Wow, that is a huge honor. And now, which you picking, Harvard?
I actually haven't made my final decision yet, but I'm touring both later this month.
Are you really?
Yes, sir.
Tell us, what are you going to be majoring in?
Economics.
Okay, so what has your experience been like at Cleveland High School?
It's been a great experience. It's one of those things where I've had to make a lot of opportunities, and there are to find. You have to stand up for yourself and be really strong. It's been a lot of work. I made a lot of great friends. There are a lot of great students, and I think that's what I've really enjoyed, is connecting with them and learning and becoming better myself.
Well, that is tremendous. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Matt, it's really something that Cleveland High School has a long history of just incredible seniors going to some big places.
Well, we were talking about that out in the waiting room, and back when you and I were in school, we never made it that far, but just a great history that Cleveland has, and we've got some students this year going to the Naval Academy, Air Force, West Point, Georgia Tech. It just shows the great education that the students are putting out, and the schools supporting them with, and the families are getting involved in. So we're just really happy for them, and kind of as that rolls into our year-end events, you've got also the CTE program has got their award ceremony coming up April 21st, and I love our CTE program and just what we're doing. I mean, you can come out of school and you can make 60, 80, 90 grand a year just with those basic core studies. And so that's April 23rd. We've got our Graduates of Distinction coming up on April 23rd. The CTE is April 21st. Senior Awards Night is on my birthday. I think they did that for me.
Oh, how nice.
April 28th. That's if anyone wants to
Thinking
give me
senior
anything.
citizen, yes, that's very good.
Lump of coal, that
Yeah,
kind of
something
thing.
like that.
And then graduation's May 9th. So all of those things coming up. And then, of course, I said to Andy or Al this morning that you may have stole our thunder with your earlier interview, but we've got our new coach going to take the helm with the football program. So Al was going to come in and chat a little bit about that
Yeah.
decision making.
Yeah, athletic director of Cleveland High School, Al Morris, and big news this week. You have a new football coach. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's Chris Brown. He's was defense coordinator at Baylor High School and former Cleveland High School football assistant. He's definitely a guy that's very familiar with this area. People in this area are familiar with him, and you never hear a bad word about the guy. I mean, what can you say? Like, Chris Brown he's obviously impacted a lot of people in this community, and we're glad to have him back.
What led you to him, even from a football standpoint?
Yeah, so, we had, before the job was even posted, I guarantee I had 25 emails of resumes and things, but, ultimately it was kind of a targeted situation, and, if you're familiar with football and you keep up with it, I mean, he's a big name and a polarizing name in the community, like I said, and, I do think his resume as a teacher spoke very highly of him. I think he was more missed as a teacher than he was as a coach, so that tells you a little bit about him. So
he had quite a record at, I believe, at Red Bank before that as a head coach, where he won his 40-8 region coach of the year 3 times. Then, of course, on to Baylor, had other positions before that. So really a great caliber.
Well, put all those accolades aside, he's just a great human being, and ultimately, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring in good people.
Yeah, maybe he'll
People
rub
to
off on
yeah.
you. That
Yeah,
would
maybe.
help.
I mean, that's the hope anyway. So,
really hope so.
But no,
Maybe Brandon
I mean,
will rub off on all of you. Whatever.
creating a culture at Cleveland High School that he kind of fits that mold with what we're doing, and like I said, we're excited to have him, and he's going to fit well into our school.
Matthew Coleman is a board member for the Cleveland Board of Education. What does that mean to you, this hire?
I think that with all of our athletic programs, what we want to do is build something that our kids can look up to. Coaches and staff and faculty that the students and their families believe in, that they're going to be around for a while, that they're going to be involved in those kids' lives and going to be setting the right example for those students. And I think that Coach Brown's going to do that. I think that he is someone that is invested in this community, though it may be the broader community. He is invested in here. He has set a great example. I think Baylor and other schools have screened him and put him through the trenches many times, and I think that he has come out shining. So we're excited for what that means for the program and the example that he's going to set for those students and bringing that culture back in, and it'll be good. It'll be real good.
Anything else you want to add here before we go?
No, I'm going to get Jackson to bring barbecue next time he comes in. I think
really?
he can steal that from his dad's place and
now I know.
circle back on
My
that.
son's favorite. That's good. I like that.
But otherwise, we're just happy to be here and happy to be able to do what we can for the community.
Appreciate Logan Thompson Law Firm. What?
I do want to thank Mr. Pritchard and Mr. Kaiser, Dr. Elliott, Brandy King, and our school board. I appreciate them and their support in this process. Obviously, it was quick, and they were tremendous help to this whole thing.
Absolutely right. I do want to thank the Logan Thompson Law Firm. They turn their time over at least more than once a month to what happens with the Board of Education. Of course, and I like the new spots. I was talking about that the other morning. The TV spots during March Madness were, I don't know. I asked Jimmy if he gave Dr. Conn any money for filming over at Lee, but
it's funny. Phil Jacobs, his brother, is the one that does those commercials, and it is such a change from what we've done years ago with that traditional mahogany library setting that I didn't know how the other partners would really play into that, but it's been fun.
It was good.
It's been fun. Got a lot of positive comments
People are talking
on
about
it.
it, Well, and
we'll see.
hopefully, unlike Phil, he has some talent. He obviously does.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. The Logan Thompson Law Firm. Good morning, Phil Jacobs. The Logan Thompson Law Firm.